People will rebuild the ancient ruins and will raise up the age-old foundations. You will be called repairer of broken walls, restorer of streets with dwellings. Isaiah 58:12, NIV. Welcome to Outreach Connection, focusing on topics and issues that reach our communities with the love and power of Jesus Christ.
And hello again, and thank you for joining us here at Outreach Connection, where we are reaching out with different programs and having different guests on to show you that Jesus Christ really cares and loves for each and every one of us, and how He works through the different programs that are available to people who need help. And I don't know about you, but there are times when I need help. I'm Gary Schluckaber, your host of Outreach Connection, and wherever you're at, whatever time of the day it is that you're watching us, I appreciate it so much, and you're really going to enjoy this program that we have for you today. I went on a little tour myself of the Madonna house, and the other day, I've heard about it for years, and it's a fantastic place for ladies who are homeless with children, or ladies who are pregnant, and the helps that to reach out, and ones who are hurting don't have a place to go. And we have with us today Joanne Dedert. She is the executive director. Thank you, Joanne, for being with us.
Thank you for having us.
I appreciate it so much, and enjoyed so much the tour that you gave me the other day, and to see all the different things that are going on, the construction yet that is going on, and the construction that you have done with the helps that you have done, because I found out that you are doing more helps than just reaching out to homeless ladies.
Absolutely.
With children and everything. So,
absolutely.
Here's my first question to you, Joanne. As we welcome you, I kind of want to know, let's talk about the Madonna house first.
Okay.
And 1988 is when it began.
Mother's Day, 1988, we opened.
Tell us how it started.
Okay, well, we had a group of individuals who decided we needed to have this service in this area because there was just such a need. And we began, and over the 25 years, because of that foundation that was laid, we're able to do what we're doing today. Okay. To the extent that we're able to serve 5, soon to be 6 families who no longer have a place to stay for whatever reason there could be.
And not just an individual, but
a family. Yeah. Absolutely. A mother with a child, a mother with a couple of children, 3 children, whatever it might be. We're there to help them. Yeah.
And can I just say this?
Yes.
That some of these mothers maybe are almost children themselves.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Because their past has not maybe been what yours and mine has been.
Right.
They have not known the Lord. They do not have a family wrapped around them that will help to guide them. They're out there alone, afraid. Where do I get my next meal?
Their comfort zone a lot different than ours.
Absolutely. And that's where we go and say, come on in and let us help you. Let us take care of those basic needs so you can focus on yourself and your children. And that gives them the time to work and to get healthier. And to be able to know those basic needs of a shelter over my head, a place to lay my head, a place to cook my meals, and if I don't have any food, we go to our food pantry and we provide them with that food, thanks to this community.
Yes.
Because without this community, and you'll hear me say that a lot, Gary, without this community, there's no way we can provide the services at the level that we do. It takes all of us to do.
Yeah, and it's the whole community.
Absolutely.
As you put the call out, put the need out, as I went through the food pantry, and we'll talk about that in a little bit too, about what you do with that. Now, what's the qualifications of when you take somebody? How do you decipher, if I can use that word, decide how you're going, yes, we can take you, no, we can't take you?
Okay. If a person calls in to us, and sometimes it'll be someone who maybe has made a connection with this person. We have churches who will call us, and we call that a referral.
Okay.
That specific individual must call us, and we do an intake with them.
Okay.
And so if they give us a contact information, we will call them. And we do an intake and just make sure that they are appropriate for our program, or is it a program in the community, and because we work very closely. And if they are a qualification for us, we bring them right on in, and providing we got a room size that will fit their family. And from there, we begin to bring them into our emergency shelter, and that is 30 to 45 days to we really assess them and to really work with what their immediate needs are.
I like that, because you can't tell who somebody is in a day or two.
Exactly.
30 to 45, I like that.
Exactly, because we bring them in, again, that basic need, that shelter, that place to take a shower, to able to have maybe assistance with some parenting. And then as we move through that program, through that emergency piece, then if they are a fit and they're willing to work, to begin to go into that transitional piece, of which that mother can be with us up to 2 years through that transitional program. And that means they're working toward getting a job. We have individuals that will help with some resume writing, with job skills, with parenting skills, with financial skills, with maybe it's a hygiene. What does that person need? Everybody has an individual plan that they begin to work with.
What's your average age?
The average age will probably surprise you. It will be from about 35 years old up to about 40 is an average age.
I thought it would be younger.
And but we get some of those folks who come in who maybe have a crisis in their life that is an older family, and that pulls that age down. But we do have several families in their 20s who come in, but an average age over time is about 30 to 35 up to 40 years of age.
Okay, so you're teaching them life skills.
Absolutely, the basics.
Some of those life skills, I know there are those and people that I work with too, God bless them, that's never had proper learning, proper life skill, just common sense of taking care of ourselves.
Exactly, things that we take for granted.
For granted.
Yeah, how do I cook a meal? How do I properly clean my body, my child's? Parenting skills, the financial background. They have $1, they'll spend $2.
Yeah.
You know, we teach them that sort of thing.
So the financial in for life skill, that's
absolutely.
fantastic.
We have nutrition. We reach out, not only do our staff teach them, but again, Gary, as you know, you and I can sit here and I can tell you something, and it may soak in, you may absorb that, but if we bring another professional from the community, and let's just say nutrition, we bring someone in from the extension office who teaches you a lot more about nutrition.
Right.
You're going to hear it differently. We may bring in another person as a volunteer, 3 or 4 different folks saying the same thing, because one will catch it from one person, one will get it from another person. So we all learn differently.
You all learn differently.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And not only that, you know what I'm seeing in our conversation here? Not only are the mothers learning,
but the children.
But the children too.
Absolutely.
They are getting a good example.
And you know, and what I get so excited about is because those children, maybe mom doesn't even have her GED degree. Maybe mom isn't the best reader in the world. And I will speak personally. My grandchildren were read to before they even were born.
Yes, I understand.
And I love to take my grandchildren yet and just pull up with a book. They don't know that skill.
Right.
And so our staff, and we have some wonderful volunteers who love to come in and to take those children and to sit down with a book and read them that book. Maybe it's to sit down if they're in school, to sit down and to do like we do with our children when they come home, and maybe help them with a homework, with a math problem, or help to read that assignment, or help with those spelling words.
Right.
That's mentoring.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that, once again, I like that word too, mentoring, which they've never had in their lives.
They don't know what that means.
And your staff is so qualified to sit down and do that.
Absolutely.
To sit down and say, okay, here's some guideline, here's some I'm going to use the terminology common sense. You know, this is just what we need to do, what
Exactly.
you should do.
Exactly.
And at the same time, there's a lot that maybe never really thought of it that way, and they'll say, "Oh yeah, I see that," you know, or I find that in my line of work also,
Yes.
that I do of happenings. That, well, yeah, that's right, you know, but they've never been told that
Exactly.
and shown that before. So you're showing your volunteers and yourself. You're not only teaching them out of books or life skills, but you're showing it from your own personal example.
Absolutely.
Right.
And again, today, they may not be ready to accept that because they may not demonstrate that skill right back to you. But what we know is a week down the line, we may see that they're starting to do that. So again, we're all different. We all
Right.
learn differently.
Right.
We just keep reiterating those things.
Now, when did you come on board?
I came on as an interim in June. I'd been involved with the Madonna House for a number of years. I was on the board of directors and served as the treasurer. And through that process, the executive director that was there left, and we were trying some things. I had my own career going, and the board president and I were kind of tag teaming, as I say, managing it. And finally, I decided I needed to use my gifts and talents that the Lord's given me and step in to do some things within the Madonna House to help to build some additional programs. So I've been there just a little over a year, and it's been a phenomenal year to do.
Right.
And to be able to give back and to watch, because my entire career has been wrapped around children and families.
Yeah, to think what it does for you on the inside.
Absolutely,
I understand
absolutely.
that.
And my husband and I do a lot of volunteering within this community, and my husband also has been involved for a number of years and serves on the Building and Grounds Committee, and has very much involved in the Madonna House.
Now, I know you brought some pictures along.
Absolutely.
And everything.
Absolutely.
Of the house, and you have an excellent brochure here that you gave me the other day, and showing it everything. But I know it is so neat and clean. I don't know if you have anybody can just stop by or not, but just driving by, tell us about, you got some landscaping out front.
Absolutely.
Which I thought gave me some ideas for home too, you know, and I thought was phenomenal. Tell us about how that landscaping out front came about.
Okay, yeah, I am.
For a volunteer.
I am very big in networking.
there.
I am very big in networking, and I was at a networking event and was talking to a Boy Scout leader in the area. And as we were dialoguing, he said, "Do you ever have any projects? You know, I've got a couple of individuals who want to earn their Eagle Scouts badge." And I just started rattling off about three things. Just immediately came to mind. I said, if I really think about it, I can probably get more. And this is great. He says, shoot me an email and send me over those project names, and I will forward it over to those individuals. And it probably was not a week to 10 days. And I got a call from a young man who said, I want to earn my Eagles badge, and I understand that you have a landscaping project you'd like to have completed. Absolutely. Yeah. So this young man, he is just such an awesome individual. He came out, he brought the landscapers coming over and saying, here's how we could draw it out. Here's what kind of plants we could do. Here's what we can manage with all of this. And what do we have but a beautiful landscaping project?
It is.
He earned the money.
Awesome.
He went out and did the fundraising. He laid it out. He drawed it. He got the volunteers to help put it in. He did the whole project.
Yeah.
He is awesome.
Yeah. And the other thing that I liked was, as we had the house up there a while ago, you have a privacy screen fence,
Absolutely.
a patio,
Absolutely.
that the family can go out when the weather's nice.
Absolutely.
And enjoy privacy.
It's exactly.
Yeah.
It's a place that they can go out and just do what you do out on your patio, and just not to be concerned about somebody driving by and maybe recognizing them, but they can have the privacy to do that.
Right. Now, in the back of the house, and I think I've mentioned this, but I got to mention it again. It is so neat and clean and freshly painted. I mean, it's awesome. You're so organized. In the back of the house, you have a large ramp that comes up into it for those who perhaps are in a wheelchair or something that can get to the food pantry. I think you had told
Absolutely.
me. And which is beautiful, is quite awesome. Tell us about that, how that all came about.
Okay. We got a grant through DCEO to do some major renovations within the house. A part of that was for the Madonna house to go into another arena that we've never been into before, and that is serving the disabled population. And not only as a homeless person, but within our food pantry. Before we had folks with disabilities who participated in the food pantry, we had to take the food out to them. And a great partner with us is Dot Foods over in Mount Sterling, Illinois.
Yes.
And when we shared that story with them that we was going to be doing a renovation, adding a food ramp, they came to the table and they said, allow us to put that food pantry, or excuse me, to put that ramp in there so the food pantry can be patronized as well as our homeless folks with disabilities. So then we got to reallocate those dollars in the DCO grant to do more renovations and more updating in the house. And it's just been a phenomenal experience. And we have had so many uses, with whether it's being a truck or a donation, whatever, coming through with the food donations, but for the individuals themselves to use it.
And when I was over there the other day, I noticed you have, which is on your brochure here, you have a food pantry is every Tuesday from 1 to 3 p.m. and Saturdays from 10 a.m. to noon.
Correct.
And there were some that were coming in and picking up. They were used to coming, I'm assuming.
Absolutely.
They know that you're available there for that. So they came in not living there.
Correct.
A regular food pantry for those who need help.
Anyone in our community can come, show us a proof of address is all we ask for, and you can get a food basket.
Yeah.
You can get a food basket every time we're open, twice a week, 52 weeks out of the year, if your need is there.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I guess there's some qualification to that too, right?
Yes. The proof of address.
Proof of address.
Proof of address is the only qualification that there is.
But not only do you have the food pantry, you've got a diaper pantry, which is Tuesday afternoons from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m.
Correct.
Tell us about that a little bit.
When mom is maybe running short on her funds, we all know how many diapers little ones can go through, and if you have 2 or 3 little ones, you go through a lot of diapers. They can come to us on Tuesday afternoon and get a supplemental supply till that money comes back in and able to buy those diapers.
For those diapers.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
Now, and then also in the backyard, call it the yard, or the back of the house, you have a fantastic playground.
Absolutely.
For the kids.
Yes.
That's been all put together. And I understand that was all donated.
Yes, and you see me smile because if you saw our old one, we would not even let the children on it because it was not safe anymore. We had it destructed. The Noon Kiwanis of Quincy have a grant process every year. And in 2012, we put in for a grant to buy a new playground equipment for our children. And because of the renovation, we did not put it up until this year when the outside construction was done, because we did not want anything to be damaged with that. And so we're very proud of that. And again, it's volunteers. We had a group of volunteers who came in and put that together. That's not a gift and talent that I have. Yeah. So we reach out to someone who can do that. And you know, the awesome thing about that is we can make the swings appropriate for the age of the children that we have, because if we have little ones, we have the baby swings. We have older ones, we have the trapeze that we can hang on there.
Interchangeable.
Absolutely. And that was the reason we went with that specific playground equipment. And the Kiwanis has been a great partner with us also. And no, later on we'll probably talk about our prevention program this year. The Kiwanis Club gave us money to do our prevention life coaching.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Let's talk about that then a little bit while you're right there. What is that now?
All right. Again, at the beginning of that, started with our DCEO grant that we got for the renovation. It was also to begin to, as I say, dabble, to start into that prevention area, which means that we brought a part-time person on board, Gary, that is able to work with our current residents that we have, as well as folks who are of high risk to become homeless. She begins to work with them to, again, build a resume, to do job coaching. Maybe it is to find her a resource that she's needing, whether it's rent assistance, maybe it's to help to find what kind of resources where she can afford the rent. Maybe it is electrical needs. And find those resources that she needs so we can keep her out of the homeless shelter possibly. And so those works continue to go forth. We're looking also for folks in our community that will work with our residents to get them employed and to help them. This is what this person does. She's phenomenal.
She has that expertise.
She is. She is very, very capable of doing those.
Right. Now, as I think about the house, the building itself, you've taken this building, this house that was built probably in, I don't know if you know that date or not, but many years ago.
I would anticipate it's getting probably close to 80 years old or older.
You know, I was thinking the same thing. Probably around that age there on South 12th where it's at and everything. But you're constantly expanding.
Yes.
You're constantly making it better for the ones who are living there, making it a home.
Absolutely.
As long as they're there.
Absolutely.
So that they can know what a home is like. To have
again, we mentor that.
A home attitude, to mentor that,
Absolutely.
And now, is there a house mother that stays there?
We have a staff on board 24/7. We are staffed around the clock, 7 days a week. We never close our doors. So
they're up all the time. They don't go to bed either.
Well, we have someone who is there from 11 to 7. So about midnight, if everything is all quiet, everyone is sleeping, then we have a place for her in the center of the house to where she can go to sleep, and there to know she can hear if there's an alarm goes off or somebody's needing something. She knows everything that's going on in that house. You never really sound sleep, but she is there to sleep, so there is someone there 24/7.
A safe place.
Absolutely,
that
safe place.
Many have not experienced before. That
Correct.
A safe haven.
You betcha. You bet. And you know, Gary, we were talking about the prevention program, and that is expanding to the point to where you were there. You saw our administrative business office, 3 of us in the very, very small room. And I just want to lift up to our friends out here in the community that in a couple of weeks we will have an expansion. We will be expanding again. You talk about we use every inch of the facility that we have.
Do.
We have even gone out and are converting our garage into another office, into a little conference room area, and we're just ecstatic about that. And we had some folks yesterday who came over to tour, and their comment to us is, I would bet you guys don't even realize the impact that's going to have on your programming. And I think they're probably correct, because that is going to give us some additional room to provide services to the individuals. And we are absolutely ecstatic about that. And for our listening community out there, we'd certainly welcome them to stop by and to get a tour to see us. Watch us on our website. Follow us on Facebook, because you will see things that's going on. You will see flashes of some of the renovations, some of the finished products that's going on that we can serve our residents, because it's all about those individuals and their children.
I was one of those from the community, you know, knowing it was there. Oh, that's nice, you know, but did not realize the totality of this until I went through it and thought, wow.
Yeah, and again, look where we're setting, right in the middle of a residential community, because it's a home. We're not in the commercial area, we're a home, so we're setting right in a residential.
Yeah, fantastic. It is awesome. It is awesome with all that. And once again, on your brochure here, the services provided: parenting skills, life skills, mental health, independent housing, higher education, stable employment, all of these things, guidance, all these things that you're doing for them. And a word that you've got on here that I really like, because it's biblical, because the Lord says we are to exhort one another.
Absolutely.
Encouragement.
Yes. Absolutely.
There are those that probably have come out of a lifestyle, everything was negative, negative, negative.
Yes.
You know, always being put down,
Yes.
condemned all the time, and not being lifted up.
Correct. And at first, when you start giving them those positive words, they don't even know how to deal with that.
Yeah.
You watch it, and then over time, you can see that it starts to mellow out, and they start to accept, and then they start giving you compliments and encouraging you in areas, and it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Absolutely
to
wonderful.
see a life change, and over my years in ministry, I've seen a lot what the Lord has done with through that encouragement, through that exhortation. When a person has got something inside of them, that God has a better person in there than what they really are, and it is developed through people, and like what you're doing right there. And I would just want to say to the community out here, or maybe wherever in the whole world that you may be watching this, you know, there are those out there who do not understand what it is to have a home. The word is homeless.
Correct.
You know, and to understand that they can build their own home, they can be encouraged, they can be lifted up, that God has got something for them that they don't even understand. They've never been there. As far as maybe from the Christian aspect, as far as from the textbook, which I live by and Joanne lives
Absolutely.
by, the Bible. You know, and I was reading this morning, in fact, from the Bible, from my instruction book, from my compass, out of Proverbs 19:17, says, if you help the poor, you are lending to the Lord, and He will repay you. Now, we don't do it because we want repayment. You're not doing that because you want repayment.
Correct.
But we do this because we love the Lord, and we have the compassion of the Lord to help other people. Now, if you're sitting out there and you say, well, who's the Lord? Maybe you are watching this and you need some help. Well, I want to say you need some spiritual help too. And there are plenty of helps out there. Like if you're here in our area, our surrounding area, the number's been on the screen. This program's going to be shown throughout the week, 3 times this week. Or call WTJR here and we'll get you the number. Or look it up in the phone book, Madonna House. And Joanne will be there to answer that phone to help you. And if you need the Lord Jesus Christ in your heart, can I encourage you just to bow right where you're at right now, just to close your eyes and say, and just pray a prayer like this. Lord Jesus, I am a sinner. I am sorry. Would you forgive me? Come into my life and take charge and lead me and guide me. In the name of Jesus, amen. And He'll do exactly that. You'll see a life-changing thing. Well, it's been great to have you with us on this program, Joanne, and God bless you for all the work that you do.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you.
Yes.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
You've been watching Outreach Connection. If you would like to contact this ministry, you may write Outreach Connection, care of CTN, WTJR, 222 North 6th Street, Quincy, Illinois, 62301.